You know, after more than 30 years of working with people over 50, I've learned something that still surprises many of my patients. You can drink all the calcium supplements you want. You can fill your kitchen cabinet with bottles, and yet your bones can still grow thinner, more fragile, almost as if the calcium never arrived where it needed to go. And the truth is, sometimes it didn't. I want you to imagine this calcium is like a delivery truck, but a truck can't do much if the roads are closed. Vitamin D opens the roads, and magnesium, well, magnesium is like the traffic controller making sure everything moves smoothly, safely, and on time. Without that coordination, the delivery never reaches the bones. A patient of mine, Linda, she's 72, once told me, "Doctor, I've been taking calcium for years. Why are my bones still weak?" And I remember looking at her and gently saying, "Linda, calcium never works alone. Bones are a team sport." She laughed, but later she told me that was the first time any doctor had explained it in a way that truly made sense. So today, I want to take you by the hand slowly, simply, and help you understand this powerful trio: vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium, not as nutrients on a label, but as partners working inside your body, quietly, faithfully, every single day. Have you ever wondered why your body doesn't respond the way you expect, even when you're doing everything right? Well, you're about to find out. Let's begin. As we step a little deeper into this conversation, I want you to picture something simple, almost like watching three old friends walking side by side. Vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium. They're often talked about separately, but in truth, they work as a single, unified system inside your body, a quiet partnership, a trio that keeps your bones strong, your muscles steady, and your heart beating in rhythm. Calcium, of course, is the building block, the bricks that keep your bones firm, but bricks alone don't make a house. Vitamin D is the sunlight that tells your body, "Let the calcium in." And magnesium? Well, magnesium is the calm supervisor, making sure everything stays balanced, absorbed, and properly used. Without it, the system becomes confused, almost like a choir singing off key. I often tell my patients, your body doesn't need more, it needs harmony. And many of them pause, look down for a moment, and say, "Doctor, nobody ever explained it that way." One gentleman, Mr. Harris, 68 years old, once confided, "I've been taking calcium for a decade, but no one told me it needed partners." And I smiled, because so many people feel the same way. Maybe you do too. Have you ever taken a supplement faithfully and wondered why nothing changed? I want you to imagine these nutrients as gears inside a clock. Each one turns the next. If even one gear sticks, the whole clock slows down. But when vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium move together, your bones don't just stay strong, they stay alive, responsive, resilient. So remember this, the magic isn't in taking more, it's in taking the right balance, letting nature's design work the way it was always meant to. When we talk about bones, most people immediately think of calcium. And yes, calcium is essential, there's no argument there. But I want you to imagine calcium like the building materials sitting at a construction site. Strong materials, important materials, but completely useless if no one knows how to place them, shape them, or guide them into becoming something meaningful. Calcium builds your bones, your teeth, even helps your nerves send signals from one cell to another. But here's the surprising truth. Calcium can't get into your bones by itself. It doesn't know the way. It needs help, real, biological guidance. I once had a patient, Margaret, 75 years old, who looked at me during a routine visit and said, "Doctor, I've been taking calcium for years. How come my bones still feel weak?" And I gently told her, "Because calcium never works alone. It's waiting for vitamin D and magnesium to show it where to go." She sat back, eyebrows raised, as if someone had finally given her the missing puzzle piece after decades of searching. Let's talk about vitamin D for a moment. Vitamin D is the guide, the usher, almost like a warm hand on your shoulder, leading calcium exactly where it needs to be. Without vitamin D, the calcium you take simply passes through your digestive system, untouched, unused, wasted. Imagine spending money on groceries, placing them at the front door, but never bringing them inside. That's what happens when you take calcium without enough vitamin D. Sometimes I ask my patients, do you ever wonder why you're doing everything right, but nothing seems to change in your labs or bone scans? Often. The answer is vitamin D. Vitamin D tells your intestines, open the gate, let the calcium in. Without it, the gate stays closed. Now, magnesium. Magnesium is the quiet hero most people never think about. If calcium is the building material and vitamin D is the guide, then magnesium is the coordinator, the one who makes sure the entire process runs smoothly. Think of magnesium like a conductor standing in front of an orchestra. Without the conductor, even the best musicians will play out of sync. Magnesium activates vitamin D. Yes, you heard that right. Vitamin D doesn't even work unless magnesium switches it into its active form. No magnesium, vitamin D stays inactive. Inactive vitamin D. Calcium wanders aimlessly through your system, unable to settle into your bones. I once had a gentleman patient, Leonard, a retired engineer in his early 70s. He loved understanding how everything worked. And when I told him magnesium was the on switch for vitamin D, he chuckled and said, "Ah, that explains why my calcium pills never did a thing." We adjusted his intake, balanced the trio, and 6 months later, his follow-up scans showed improvement he hadn't seen in years. Magnesium also plays another critical role. It prevents calcium from settling in the wrong places. Without magnesium, calcium can accumulate in soft tissues, arteries, muscles, kidneys. That's when we see calcification, stiffness, kidney stones, things no one wants, especially as we get older. So I want you to imagine these three nutrients like gears turning inside a clock. Calcium turns one gear, vitamin D connects to the next. Magnesium keeps the entire mechanism running smoothly, preventing any jam or misalignment. When one gear stops, the others slow down. But when all three move together, steady, balanced, cooperative, the whole system thrives. And that's the beauty of it. Your body doesn't need extremes. It doesn't need megadoses. It needs harmony. So the next time you think about bone health, I want you to remember this simple truth. Calcium builds, vitamin D guides, magnesium coordinates, three friends, three partners, three essential pieces of the same story unfolding inside you every day. You know, many people believe bone health is all about calcium. Some add vitamin D because they've heard it helps absorption, but very few ever stop to ask, what happens to all that calcium once it enters the bloodstream? Where does it actually go over the years? I've learned that the real story is not about calcium alone or vitamin D alone, but the relationship between these nutrients. A relationship that must stay in balance just like a marriage or a long friendship, where each person supports the other. And at the heart of this relationship is magnesium. Let me explain it in a simple picture. Calcium is like the builder. Vitamin D is the spotlight. It shines the light and tells calcium where to go. But magnesium is the doorman, the gatekeeper, the one who actually opens the door of the cell and lets calcium in. Without magnesium, calcium can't enter the bones. It can't enter the muscle cells. It can't enter the tissues that need it. And do you know what happens to calcium when it can't get inside the right places? It floats around. And floating calcium becomes trouble. I've seen this happen too many times. A patient comes in saying, "Doctor, I've been taking calcium every day like I'm supposed to, but my joints feel stiffer, my bones aren't getting better, and I even had a kidney stone last month. What's going on?" And I tell them gently, "You don't need more calcium, you need balance." Let me share a patient story. A woman named Ellen, 72 years old, came to my office feeling frustrated. She'd been taking 1,200 milligrams of calcium and high-dose vitamin D for almost 2 years, yet her bone scan barely improved, and she felt more muscle cramps than ever. She said, "Doctor, it's like my body isn't listening." I told her, "Your body is listening. It just doesn't have the missing partner, magnesium." After adding magnesium slowly, the change was remarkable. Her nighttime cramps calmed down, her sleep improved, and for the first time in years, she said she felt stable. That's what balance feels like. You see, magnesium doesn't just help bones. It helps your heart keep a steady rhythm. It calms the nervous system. It relaxes tight muscles. It stops calcium from depositing in the wrong places, your arteries, your joints, your kidneys. People often think aging means stiffness, cramps, or restless nights, but so often. Those are simply signs that the body is running low on magnesium. Think of your cells as little rooms with doors. Calcium comes knocking. Vitamin D guides it to the house, but magnesium turns the key and opens the door. Without magnesium, calcium piles up outside, causing irritation like a crowd stuck outside a stadium, pushing and building pressure. This is why some people taking high-dose calcium and vitamin D develop kidney stones, hardened arteries, or calcified joints. The calcium wasn't the problem. The lack of magnesium was. As I get older, I've grown more philosophical about the body. It's not a collection of separate parts. It's a community. Every nutrient works with a partner. Every process depends on balance, and magnesium is one of the quiet heroes of that community. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like your body was too tight, your muscles clenched, your sleep restless, your thoughts buzzing late into the night, your heart beating a little harder than it should so often? Those are whispers from a magnesium-starved body. You don't have to ignore those whispers. You can listen, and when you do, your body responds quickly, sometimes beautifully. If you are someone who takes calcium and vitamin D but still struggles with bone density, muscle tension, or fatigue, don't blame yourself. There's nothing wrong with your effort. You're doing your best with the information you were given. But now you know the real story, the triangle, the partnership. Calcium gives structure, vitamin D gives direction, magnesium gives balance. All three must work together. Only then does the body feel calm, steady, and whole. As we end this conversation, I want to leave you with a gentle reminder. Your body is always trying its best for you. Sometimes it doesn't need more. It needs balance. It needs the right door opened at the right time. Take care of that balance, my friends, and your body will take care of you far more gracefully than you might imagine. Natural food sources, bringing balance back through what you eat now. My friends, let's spend a little time talking about one of my favorite topics. Food. Real food. Good food. The kind that nourishes you quietly, gently, without you even noticing. You see, supplements can help. I prescribe them when needed, and for many people, especially as we age, they're important. But the most powerful medicine has always come from nature. A patient of mine once said, "Doctor, I don't want to swallow another pill. Isn't there a way to get this balance naturally?" And I smiled and said, "Of course. The body was designed to learn from nature first. So let me walk you through the foods that support this beautiful triangle: vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium." But I don't want this to sound like a lecture. Instead, imagine we're sitting at a kitchen table together, sunlight coming in through the window, and I'm sharing wisdom learned over decades and over many meals. Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Let's start with vitamin D. This is the nutrient that tells calcium where to go, like a gentle lighthouse guiding ships in the night. And the most natural source, the sun. Not the harsh afternoon sun that burns your skin, but the early morning light, the soft kind, the kind that feels like the earth is whispering good morning. I always tell my patients, if you can, spend 10 to 15 minutes in the early sun, not to tan, not to sweat, just to be. One of my older patients, Mr. Harold, 79, got into the habit of taking a short walk every morning after breakfast. He told me, "Doctor, that sunlight feels like it reaches deeper than my skin. It touches my mood." And he was right. Vitamin D influences not only bones, but mood, energy, even immune strength. But what if you live somewhere cloudy, or winter makes sunlight hard to come by? Then you lean on food. Fatty fish like salmon are wonderful. Not the overly processed fillets drowning in sauces, but simple baked or grilled salmon. Eggs, too, especially the yolk. And one of the oldest sources, cod liver oil. Many of us grew up with a bottle of that sitting in a cabinet somewhere. Didn't we back then? We didn't understand the chemistry, but we understood it kept us strong. Nature always knows before science catches up. Calcium the builder. Now let's move to calcium, every doctor's favorite topic when it comes to bones. But let me tell you something, calcium is not just about bones. It supports muscles, nerves, hormone balance, even blood clotting. But getting it from natural foods changes how the body receives it. Food-based calcium arrives with cofactors, little companion nutrients that help your body use it properly. Yogurt is one of the best sources, especially for older adults. It's gentle on the stomach, easy to digest, and full of probiotics that help absorption. I had a patient, Linda, 65, who started eating a cup of plain yogurt with berries every morning. Within months, her digestion improved, her sleep improved, and her blood tests began to look better than they had in years. Cheese. 2 especially aged cheeses in small amounts. A little goes a long way, but if you prefer plant-based sources, nature didn't forget you. Kale is incredibly rich in calcium, and your body absorbs it better than you might think. Toasted sesame seeds, sprinkled on salads or soups, are another ancient source. And tofu, especially calcium-set tofu, delivers a significant amount without burdening digestion. There's something beautifully simple about getting calcium this way. It feels like feeding your body with intention, instead of just loading it with a supplement and hoping for the best. Magnesium, the quiet restorer. Now, let's turn to my favorite mineral of all, magnesium. If calcium is the builder and vitamin D is the guide, magnesium is the peacekeeper. It softens the edges of life. It tells your muscles, relax now. It tells your nerves, you're safe. It tells your heart, find your rhythm. And it tells calcium. Here's the door. Go inside. So where does nature hide magnesium? In seeds, in nuts, in dark greens, in fruits that have a quiet sweetness like bananas. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest sources. A handful each day can work wonders. One of my patients, Evelyn, 74, began eating pumpkin seeds as an evening snack. She told me, "Doctor, I don't know what it is, but I sleep deeper now." That's magnesium gently restoring the nervous system. Almonds are another powerful source. Not the salted kind covered in sugar or oils, but plain almonds, simple, honest food. Dark leafy green spinach, chard, kale carry magnesium in a form the body loves. There's something healing about eating greens grown from rich soil. It's as if you're drawing the earth's calmness into your body. And bananas, well, bananas are nature's convenience food. Peel, eat, done. So many older adults tell me they love bananas because they're gentle, soft, and portable, and every one of them is receiving a quiet dose of magnesium with each bite. Bringing it all together. Food as a daily ritual now. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't need dramatic changes. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You simply need to bring these foods into your days in small, meaningful ways. A morning walk for vitamin D, a cup of yogurt or a handful of kale for calcium, a small handful of almonds or pumpkin seeds for magnesium. Tiny actions, done gently, done consistently, can create enormous shifts in your health. Let me leave you with a story. A man named Robert, 67, once told me, "Doctor, I feel like my body and I stopped speaking the same language after I turned 60. I told him, "That's not true. Your body never stopped speaking. You just forgot its dialect." And food, real food, is one of the easiest ways to reconnect with your body's language. When you give your body natural sources of vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium, you're not just feeding it nutrients, you're restoring harmony. Your bones feel supported, your muscles feel calmer, your mind feels clearer, your sleep deepens, your energy returns not in a youthful, frantic way, but in a wise, steady way. That's the power of nature. That's the power of balance. So as you move forward, whether you're preparing breakfast, shopping for groceries, or simply deciding what snack to enjoy in the afternoon, remember, every bite is an opportunity. Every meal is a choice, and every choice can bring your body back toward balance. You deserve that balance. You deserve strength, and you deserve a body that feels peaceful, supported, and steady as you continue this journey of life. The right way to supplement. Most people think taking vitamins is simple. Buy a bottle, swallow a pill, and wait for magic. But your body doesn't work like a machine, it works like a rhythm, and every nutrient has its own timing, its own purpose, its own moment when it becomes truly powerful. So let's break this down in a way that fits easily into your life, without stress, without confusion, without the endless rules you see online. Magnesium at night, your body's natural calm. Magnesium is like a quiet friend who shows up exactly when you need to slow down. Taking it in the evening gives your muscles a chance to soften and your nervous system a chance to settle. Most people describe the feeling not as sedation, but as relief, like your body finally exhales after holding tension all day. Think of magnesium as the mineral that closes the curtains of your mind. It doesn't force sleep, it clears the path for sleep to arrive naturally. Vitamin D in the morning, a sunrise for your brain. Vitamin D is basically bottled sunlight, so take it when the sun belongs in your life in the morning, after breakfast. That's when your body expects energy, clarity, and motivation. Taking it at night can interfere with your sleep because vitamin D nudges your brain toward alertness. So remember the simple rhythm: morning equals vitamin D. Evening is magnesium. This alone can completely transform your energy, mood, and recovery. Calcium slow, steady, and in small portions. Unlike other nutrients, calcium works best in small amounts. Huge doses overwhelm the digestive system and often don't absorb well. Splitting your dose or taking it with lunch or dinner gives your body a calm, steady supply. And if you're taking vitamin D, give your calcium at least 1 to 2 hours of space. Let each nutrient do its job without crowding the other. Your body isn't a factory, it's a kitchen. If all the ingredients rush in at once, nothing gets cooked properly. Building a routine that feels natural. Health isn't about strict schedules, it's about rhythms. Here's a simple routine that blends into a normal American day. Morning 7:00 to 9:00 a.m. Set the tone. Start with light. Open the blinds. Step outside for 2 or 3 minutes. Light tells your brain, wake up, rise, eat something with protein: eggs, yogurt, oats with nuts. Take your vitamin D with your first real meal. This combination stabilizes your mood, lifts your energy, and sets the foundation for the day. Midday 12:00 to 2:00 p.m. Balance your fuel. If you take calcium, this is a great window, especially after lunch. It supports your bones without interfering with sleep. Try keeping caffeine low after 2 p.m. It may sound small, but your sleep quality will dramatically improve. Evening 7:00 to 10:00 p.m. Drift into rest. Dim the lights, lower the noise, ease your body into nighttime mode. Take your magnesium about an hour before bed. Let your mind settle. Let your muscles unwind. This is how you prepare your body not just for sleep, but for healing. When you'll feel the difference. Some people expect miracles in 3 days. Others give up too fast. The truth lies somewhere in between. After a few days, your sleep starts to deepen. Your muscles feel less tight. Your evenings feel calmer. After 2 weeks, your mood steadier, more focus, less afternoon fatigue. Vitamin D starts showing its full effect. After a month, your bones, joints, and posture feel stronger. You may notice fewer cramps, less tension, better recovery. After 2 to 3 months, everything feels aligned. Your energy matches your day. Your sleep restores you. Your metabolism feels smoother. This is the moment people say, "I didn't know feeling normal could feel this good." Consistency is more important than perfection. You don't need to be perfect. Missing a dose isn't failure. Forgetting a day doesn't erase progress. Health isn't a race, it's a partnership. As long as you keep moving in the right direction, your body responds with gratitude, patience, and balance. Just like a boat on a long journey, you don't need every wave to be calm. You just need to stay pointed toward the shore. As we come to the end of today's conversation, I want you to hold on to one simple truth, one that has guided me through decades of treating patients over 50, 60, even 90 years old. The trio of vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium is not just a supplement routine. It's a foundation for steadier bones, a calmer heart, a quieter mind at night, a body that feels supported instead of strained, a life that moves with more confidence and less fear. I've watched this trio transform real patients who once felt fragile, tired, or restless, suddenly find strength they thought they'd lost forever, not because they took more, but because they took what their body truly needed, in balance. And if there's one message I hope you take with you, it's this: vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium are the keys to stronger bones, a healthier heart, and deeply restorative sleep. Not flashy, not complicated, just the quiet, powerful basics your body has been craving for years. So tonight, when you settle in, ask yourself a gentle question. What small shift can I make tomorrow to bring more balance into my body? Because that one shift, just one, can change the way you feel for the rest of your life. And if today's video helped you in any way, if it brought you clarity, comfort, or even a little hope, then I'd love for you to stay connected with me. This channel isn't just about information, it's about community, about aging with wisdom instead of fear, about choosing strength instead of decline, about living these later chapters with more joy, more confidence, and more peace. So don't forget to like this video, not for the algorithm, but so more people your age can find this message and feel supported too. Hit subscribe if you'd like to keep learning simple, natural ways to care for your health from someone who's walked this road for a very long time, and gently tap that little notification bell. So every time I release a new lesson, a new story, or a new tool to help you live better, you'll be the first to know. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me today. It's a privilege I don't take lightly. Take care of yourself, my friend. Your body is listening. Your future self will thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Dr. David.